Hey, what's going on, everyone? Matt Jarbo here with $3 Theater. And you know, one of the things that has been encompassing all of the discussion about movies recently has been whether or not the beer disease, beer virus, COVID-19, whatever you want to call it, just can't call it the other thing or else YouTube comes in and just demonetizes it entirely, is going to impact movies as we know it. The summer movie season is almost upon us, with the release of, I would argue, probably Fast and Furious 9 being the first movie of the summer. Many people out there are going to say that it would be Black Widow, but all things considered, the Fast and Furious franchise is insanely popular, and I do think that the movie would be on track to make $1 billion if it were to move itself down the road a little bit in order to not get caught up in this whole particular situation, very much like James Bond's No Time to Die. I mean, then again, the title of the film is called No Time to Die, and at a time when there's a lot of hysteria around dying from a disease, never mind the fact that the vast majority of the audience who watches Bond are people that are north of 50, and those are the ones that are in a lot of trouble. But the audience for the Fast and Furious franchise are definitely under the age of 50, right? The franchise itself is nearly 20 years old, but a lot of people out there have been watching it for most of their lives. The diehard fans have been watching it for probably most, if not all, of their life. I am a 37-year-old guy, so I've been watching it since I was 19. It's one of my all-time favorite franchises, and I am excited as hell to go and check out the movie next month. But Vin Diesel is doing something relatively interesting. He is refusing to capitulate, refusing to back down in regards to this looming pandemic threat that could impact the box office revenue for two of his movies that are coming out. That, of course, is Bloodshot, Sony's new film in like what they're calling, like, I don't know if they want to call it the Valiant universe, but the Valiant comic adaptation starring Vin Diesel, which opens next Friday. And then you've got Fast 9 opening up in April. And Vin Diesel is out there going like, no, 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 we're not moving the release date. And you might be thinking to yourself, yeah, but how could Vin Diesel have any say over that, right? Vin Diesel is just an actor. What exactly, how much pull, how much sway would he have? No, he's a producer on both films. He's got some pull, he's got some sway. So he actually is able to put his foot down and not get caught up in this groundswell of fear for everything that's happening, right? So he's out there at this point trying to get Sony to send him to China. He's trying to get them to let him go to China in order to promote Bloodshot and to promote Fast 9. And even he's saying, everyone's saying, like, you're going to be going alone. You're just going to be doing this alone. Like, no one's going to go with you. And Vin Diesel, and I guess you could say epic Vin Diesel fashion, came out and said, well, you know, Bloodshot's the story of a soldier. And soldiers, they don't get to choose where they're deployed. They go all in, right? So he's trying to play up the whole thing. And I get that. And part of me really applauds Vin Diesel for that, right? It really does. I really do applaud Vin Diesel for wanting to fight back against this fear and to go out there and to push this movie and not delay it, not give in, not capitulate, not bend the knee, bend the will, if you will. But I do think there's actually another reason for this, if I'm being honest with you. I think it actually is a very interesting power play. So Onward came out this weekend. It opened soft to 40 million here in the United States. It only did 28 million overseas, giving its worldwide total 68 million on a Pixar movie is almost unheard of. And people are worried that more movies as a result are going to start pushing backwards because of this. Even though Mulan and Black Widow, both Disney releases, are tracking for very large openings. Mulan is currently looking at about 95 million, where Black Widow is looking at anywhere from 95 million to 130 million in its current long-range estimate. So my theory, the theory I'm working with, the working theory I have here, is that Vin Diesel is out there trying to act as a hype man for this. Like, I ain't afraid of no disease, right? Because if you go back to the first Fast and Furious, what was one of the lines he said to Paul Walker, right? You can have any drink you want as long as it's a Corona. That's one of my favorite lines from the original film. And the fact that, like, he's not going to bow down to something called the coronavirus is just hysterical to me. It really is. It's hysterical to me that he wants to fight back as he is. And the thing is, I respect Vin Diesel's hustle. I respect his ability to do all this stuff. I respect how he likes to fight for everything. And I respect that he wants to go and he wants to do this and he wants to show everyone that these movies are real, that they exist, and that, he wants to basically, I think, capitalize on what could be a lot of open real estate in movie theaters, right? People might sit there and look at Vin Diesel braving the beer disease and going out there and going like, come to the theater, you guys, it's gonna be okay. I'm here. I'm Vin Diesel. I rock. And then the fans are like, yeah, Vin Diesel can do it. I can do it. And that might actually work to some extent. It might actually work. People are like, "Oh, I'm gonna," look at Joker, for example, right? Look at Joker. Look at all the media hype, all the hoopla, all the nonsense that happened as a result of that movie, and people went out to go see it, right? And the movie did over $1 billion. Now, this is not the same thing by a long shot. There are legitimate health concerns about being out in public, but I do think at the same time, a lot of people don't care. I was out running errands yesterday afternoon expecting my city to be a ghost town because I live outside of Seattle. And no, the restaurants were all full, packed with elderly people, the number one demographic for who could be affected predominantly by this particular outbreak. They're out there, they're getting Red Robin, they're having lunch, they're enjoying life because they may not have much of it left, apparently. That's my take on it. I'm probably wrong. They probably don't even care. They don't watch news or they think it's all lies. I don't know. The elderly watch more Fox News than anything else, and Fox News is downplaying it, so there's that. But really, what I'm trying to say here is that Vin Diesel is kind of boss for standing up and trying to promote his movies, right? He's trying to do right by his films. I'm gonna go see Fast and Furious, even like a level 5 hazmat suit. I'll go see it because I just love those movies. So Bloodshot, I want to see. I actually really want to see it, but I think at the same time I might also hold off until it comes out on home video, just because it's not high on my priority if nothing has been solved by next Friday. The Hunt also comes out. I want to see that one too, but I might just wait for that to come out on home video simply because is it really worth it? You have to ask that question at this point. What am I willing to brave the cinema for? What am I willing to do? What movie will it take for me to brave the public? If it was a Star Wars movie, 100% I'd be there. But no, I really do want to give credit to Vin Diesel. I think the dude is trying to hype up his own stuff and show he's got what it takes to be a producer. So I'm hoping, I wish him the best. I really do. I wish both movies to do really well. I hope both movies do pretty well. I don't think Bloodshot is, if I'm being honest with you. A friend of mine already saw it, didn't come back with very high marks. But Fast and Furious is Fast and Furious, and it is a behemoth unto itself, and we'll have to wait and see what happens with that one. But anyway, I leave it to you guys, your thoughts, your opinions. If you guys made it this far, do me a solid and type in Diesel in the comment box so I know. Follow me on social media, like this video, subscribe, become a channel member, all that jazz. Have yourself a great day, guys, and peace out.